Hello, my gorgeous Gemini, and welcome to your weekly energy reading. This is just a weekly reading, so please do take what resonates and toss the rest. Also, please do check out your moon reading and your love bonus if you haven't had a chance yet. If you do like this reading, however, please do like, subscribe, share, all that other great stuff. I would greatly appreciate it. And don't forget to hit that notification bell because your May readings, is coming up very soon, and I don't want you to miss that. So without further ado, let's get in here and see what your weekly reading is looking like. All right, looks like we're starting out with the Magician. Okay, so I do feel like you have had some serious kind of magic you've pulled out of your hat, right? So I feel like for a lot of you, the vibe that I'm getting from this is that you have been really working your tail off towards a goal, okay? And for some of you, I feel like it's like you've been working your tail off to get somewhere in like a business, a job, what have you, and you've done really well with that. But for most of you, to be honest with you, this is screeching out a vibe to me that you've come out of a relationship, okay? And it's been like absolute nightmare city trying to get out of this relationship. Like this relationship has had a bind on you. Like it's been one of those relationships that's just been unhealthy, toxic, maybe even traumatic, maybe a trauma bonding situation. And time is fluid in tarot, right? So this doesn't necessarily have to be like right this past month. This could be like several months ago and you're still kind of like reeling from it because obviously, you know, trauma experiences literally can affect you for years down the road, okay? But I do feel like that's kind of what's happened here is that you have really had to use every tool in your arsenal to, you know, pull some magic out of your hat ultimately to get away from this person because I feel like, you know, they almost were like a magician in regards that they, you know, they were like narcissistic or something of that nature that they were able to kind of keep you feeling stuck. Like you felt like you either couldn't make it without them or they had you feeling like if you left, you know, you would fall flat on your face. They kind of mentally kind of manipulated you, but you were able to, you know, really kind of, it took a lot. I feel like it took a lot. It took, you know, friends, family, your own personal growth, willpower. Like it literally took every tool at your disposal and, you know, a bit of luck and a bit of willpower and a bit of magic on top of that to get out of this relationship. And I feel like for most of you that now that you're out of it, you know, and again, this doesn't have to be soon, you know, recent rather. I feel like for some of you, this could have been months and months and months ago, last year, you know, whenever. But I feel like, you know, you're finally now starting to feel like you're back to a place where, you know, you can kind of move forward. But it's kind of just now happening for you. And for some of you, you know, that may still be coming. It may not even be that you're there yet, but that's what's the next step. So, and here I see, you know, you have the 7 of Swords. So again, I feel like this is kind of like that movement forward. Like, I feel like you are, you know, you're changing, you know, you need to kind of like grab what you can, shift directions, get out, you know, make that change, make that shift, move on, go a different route, just go a different way. And, you know that that was not healthy. It was not safe. It was not good. And, you know, you really feel like now you're ready to kind of like pick up what's left, leave behind that which was, because it's no more and it doesn't need to be a part of your life anymore, and take off with what you have left, right? I mean, what's left in your mind, what's left in your soul, what's left of your finances, whatever, you've made it out alive, right? So you're like, I'm just happy with that. I'm out, right? And, you know, for some of you, this could be a job. Like I said, you know, take it how it resonates. Maybe you were in a really toxic work environment. Maybe it was a job and you really needed to get out of it. And now, you know, you've gotten out of that, but it took everything in you. You know, really, you had to use contacts. You had to use your own power. You had to take a financial hit, you know, dig into your own savings, pinnacles wise, and, you know, stand up to your boss and everything else, really. to really break free from that job. Because, you know, everything in you was kind of like, hey, you really have been, you put a lot of time in here. You put a lot of effort in here. I know they're using and abusing you. You know, they're taking you for granted. They're treating you awful. It's a toxic workplace, but I'm going to stay because I've got so much invested and I've already built up this and that and all this. But, you know, you finally realize that for your own, you know, health and well-being, you broke free. And if that's the case, you know, good for you. And again, that may be the case too. Same thing. You know, you've decided you've got to get out of here. You got to leave that which was behind and move forward with what you've got left and start anew. Okay. And I feel like that if you haven't already started this process, you are ready to do so. And this is the King of Cups energy, which is absolutely you right now. Okay. Or coming up. If you're not quite there yet, it is coming for you. So do not worry. But this King of Cups energy, I feel like after you kind of have come through what you've come through, right? And for many of you, I feel like, you know, you have kind of like battle tired and tested, right? Scars, right? But I feel like this has made you so much stronger, more aware. You know exactly what people can do, what people can't do, what you'll tolerate, what you won't tolerate. You've learned a ton about yourself, what you can put up with, what you won't put up with, those kinds of things. And this has given you such insight, okay, that now you really have that strength, that kingly strength to be able to kind of rule your own domain, know what you'll tolerate and won't tolerate. And with this Cups energy, you're able to kind of really draw people in that you will accept, and the ones that you won't, you're going to kind of banish from your kingdom ultimately, because you know it's not going to be something again where you're going to make those mistakes, because you know how hard it was to break free, right? You're not going to get yourself in a toxic work environment again. You're not going to get yourself in a toxic relationship again, because you've really learned from that and you've grown from that. You're not that person anymore. I feel like you've made huge changes, huge strides. And, you know, again, as we shift into Taurus and we've shifted into a, you know, whole different lunar phase, and, you know, with the eclipses and all of that changes that have come, you know, it is a time of like second chances and things. So for you, I feel like you're giving yourself that second chance to do it all over again. And this time you're not going to make those same mistakes again. You're not that person that you're breaking the cycle. Okay. You're not that person that's going to do the same thing again and expect a different result. It's just not what you're going to do. So I think you are in a great position to move forward and make better choices this time. Not that you made bad choices last time. You were probably, duped. These people who are those kind of people that rope you into those relationships or get you into those jobs, they're not going to tell you up front, hey, I'm awful. I'm a narcissist. Hey, come work for us. We have a really toxic work environment, but this time maybe you've learned enough to know that, you can kind of go to your dark place. And by dark place, I mean, I'm kind of referencing, there's a card in the moon deck that's called darkness. And it's kind of like where you watch and see things because actions speak louder than words. So instead of asking, you kind of watch and see, maybe like where you see people's reviews that work at a company before you actually go there, because they're not going to tell you in an interview, we're awful, but their workers will in an anonymous way online. So you might do that before you go apply for a job somewhere. You might check with people's historical exes before you actually, not specifically straight up, but see kind of how they treated their exes before you enter in a relationship with them, those kinds of things. Just, kind of watching, because you can learn so much more observing from actions than you can from words. Actions definitely speak louder than words. So what's your challenge card? Judgment. Okay. So here, I think the challenge is that, you are scared of your own judgment. Okay. I feel like this is the case. Obviously, you are harnessing a lot of personal, I feel like you harness a lot of personal blame. Okay. Which none of this is your fault. Again, these people don't tell you up front, hey, I'm going to really screw you over. Okay. That's not how it works. But I do feel like when you go through what you've gone through, because you have been, conditioned literally in these types of toxic environments, you tend to internalize. You internalize the blame, right? So you almost question your own judgment and you almost judge yourself. So it's kind of a twofold situation. You blame yourself in one way. You judge yourself and blame yourself for things that happen. You second guess yourself. Could I have done something different? Was this my fault? A lot. So that's definitely a challenge. But also you question your judgment going forward. So, every time somebody, is involved in, hey, I would like to have a relationship with you. You're like, okay, wait a minute. I don't trust myself. I don't trust myself to pick this person. Maybe I'm never meant to be with somebody again because that was so awful and I chose that person. And oh my gosh, look what I did. I'm awful at picking people. I should never be allowed. I'm awful at picking jobs. I should never be allowed to pick a job. I shouldn't be allowed to make choices. I shouldn't be allowed to make decisions, And we all get that way when we've made a few bad decisions. I mean, I'm that way at a drive-through window because I might have picked bad chicken nuggets one day, right? So you can imagine if you've been through a traumatic, long-term or even short-term relationship or job or toxic environment of any sort, right? So I do feel like this is your challenge here, is overcoming your own mental health restrictions, in that, you are kind of like questioning your own ability to make good decisions, or questioning, maybe your own personal judgment in the past. Do you have any guilt, or, because surely you've been gaslit probably in these past situations. And so you've been led to believe that everything was your fault. Everything was your fault. It's always your fault. So of course you've got some of that residual. Oh gosh, was it my fault? So a lot of things you're kind of still in your head. You're just in your own head. Okay. So this is your challenge for sure. And I mean, I don't know how it couldn't be. Like I said, it's scientific facts that people who have lived with, PTSD or in traumatic situations, narcissistic relationships, those kinds of things, they have years, sometimes it takes, before they are able to, kind of cognitively unpack some of that, damage that was done. So nothing to see there, right? Okay, this is the psychic deck. So let's see what we've got here. All right, so destiny. And I feel like this is, this is spirit telling you that you really created your own destiny by breaking free. That was something that was your first step to finding your destiny, okay? You had to break free. That was not the route for you. You had to break free. If you haven't yet, if you're still at this spot where you are really, really trying to utilize all these, you're almost out, get out, okay? Because that's not your destiny, right? Your destiny is to be this King of Cups. Your destiny is to move into this position where you are, the boss in control of your own life, your own destiny, your own choices, right? So, where you're moving forward with what, you want to do and what you desire, right? So, for sure, that's the first step is getting free of this, pulling a magic trick, magic out of your hat to get free, right? So that's the first step to getting to your destiny. Let's see what the moon deck here has to say about the judgment and the Seven of Swords. Alrighty. So we have attraction. And again, I feel like this is kind of telling you that you need to leave behind what was not meant to be and move towards what is a more attractive option for you, more in line with your destiny, more of your happy place, okay? You need to get out, get away, pick up the pieces and move towards what's going to make you feel better, make you happy, okay? And with this attraction, again, this challenge here is really getting out of your own head, okay? So I think that one of the things here is if you are attracted to things that you really, really enjoy and you really, really like, then you're going to give out vibes, okay, that are more happy vibes, or of happier things. And the more that you're surrounded by that, the more that those people that make you happy too are going to be drawn to you. Those situations are going to be drawn to you if that's the vibrations that you're sending out. you'll be attracted to each other. Okay. So more people that are like you, more people that enjoy the things you enjoy, more situations that are similar to what make you happy. Those kinds of things are naturally going to be attracted when you're going that way. Okay. And I think that when you're with that kind of people or in those kinds of positions, it's going to be easier for you to overcome this self-doubt, this kind of stuff, because you have other people who you are going to trust, they're going to understand you. They're going to be more similar to you in situation, nature, those kinds of things. And so it's going to be easier for you to kind of understand that and them to understand you. So you will be able to kind of help each other, I feel like, through that. So stick with the things that you're attracted to in your joy. Find your joy space, the things that make you feel drawn to them. Okay. The people, the things that you're really drawn to in a happy, positive way. Put out those vibes, draw in those vibes, because those people are going to, they're going to be of the same like, kind, and quality, if you will. And they are going to kind of make you feel like, you don't need to second guess yourself. They're going to make you feel more comfortable in, that you're not alone, that they understand you, that they, those kinds of things. And that's going to help you kind of get over some of this self-doubt, some of that questioning, some of that guilty feeling, because I'm sure a lot of those people probably have had similar issues as well. So, if you need to go to groups even that are similar, support groups, things like that, be attracted to those kinds of people that are similar to you as well. Follow that attraction, because again, those people can help you. Let's pull a last advice card here on this King of Cups energy, because I do feel like you are definitely going to be able to harness that. Once you get past all of this, you are going to be able to absolutely harness that King of Cups energy. You are going to be able to know, who is good for you, who is not good for you, and you're not going to waste time anymore. You're going to focus on your destiny and the people that are attracted to you and that you're attracted to, because they are healthy and good for you and not toxic. And, you're going to cut off anything that's not good for you from jump. I just really feel like that's going to be good for you. So the collective field is impacting you, unseen forces in action. How can you relinquish control of the situation that feels blocked? Okay. So again, I feel like the situation here that is making you feel blocked, again, is your challenge card. And that is really your own personal mental, block up where, again, I feel like you may hold on to some guilt issues because you've been conditioned to feel like things were your fault when they weren't. Or you question your own judgments because maybe you feel like, oh my gosh, I'm the one who got myself into this situation. I had to work this hard to get out of it. Do I ever want to get into this situation again? I don't want to make these decisions. I don't know what to do. But again, I feel like that's kind of what is blocking you. But you can relinquish control of that, right? So again, when you're with other people that are similar to you, that share your experiences, that share your joys, your happiness, your sorrows, your pain, your suffering, those kinds of things, I do feel like they're going to be able to assist you, help you. Those are the collective forces too. Not just universal forces, but actual physical people forces too. A collective, if you will, of support system that can work in your favor to help you kind of overcome your own insecurities. And when you do that, this is where you start to build that strength, that power, that feeling of, community, but also that feeling of, that you have self-value, self-worth, anything that they have told you in the toxic environments, you are starting to kind of cast off for the people who are positive. They're replacing those thoughts with the positive thoughts, okay? So they are really helping you to, start being your best version of you, right? So you're taking out that, blocking that, what you can't control, which is, you can't really control somebody conditioning your mind in a negative way. But you can try to let go of it and allow yourself to see the positives and put yourself back in control. okay, of what is good instead of kind of hanging on to the control of what was bad. So anyway, I hope this does help you out. If it did, please do like, subscribe, share, all that other great stuff. And I hope to see you back for your May reading. Bye.